Hi, I'm Carrie Scholl, and if you're considering selling your home, there are a few things that are really critical for you to know. I'm sure you're concerned about selling your home for the most amount of money, in your time frame, with the least amount of hassle and stress. And there are decisions you can make, whether you're looking to sell in the next 6 months or in 2 years, to make the process go smoothly for you and accomplish your ultimate goals. Whether you're working with my team or another agent in the area, over the next few weeks, we're going to be sending you educational videos to make sure you're prepared and you make those critical decisions correctly. And today we're going to tackle one of the most critical decisions you're going to make in selling your home, and that is the price. Pricing strategy is critically important. Let me say that again. Pricing strategy is critically important. If you start with the wrong price, you're dead in the water. The most important thing that you can do is attract buyers to come into your home. And the first thing they look at is the price. The way they have their automated searches set up is based on a price point. So when you're trying to determine the price that's right to list your home, there's a few important factors for you to consider. The active, under contract, and sold comparables in your area. And you want to really focus on the sold comparables. Active and under contract simply tell us what an agent or the seller perceive the value of their home is, and we're going to talk about that later in the series. A lot of agents are bullied into listening to you, the seller, and pricing it at what you think the value is. Unfortunately, that doesn't result in the ultimate goal, which is selling your home for top dollar. So you need to look strongly at those comparables and consider the size of the homes that you're looking at, the upgrades, and the cosmetic features in the home. You need to consider the size of the land and the neighborhood. So I have clients all the time that pick a house from the neighborhood down the block, which is a lot more expensive, and try and use that as a comparable for their home. So all of those things are very important. Then the underlying question is, once you've studied those comparables and you figure out a range, do you go on the high end of the range or the low end? And agents everywhere have different opinions about this. My opinion is you have to price your home to attract buyers, because demand pushes price and gets you better terms. So if you're trying to determine where to price your home, make sure compared to all of your competition of homes, your home is priced to draw the most traffic. In Arlington and markets close by, often that is driving a bidding war. So when you do that, the advantage as the seller is that you get your exact time frame, you get terms that are desirable to you, and you get security in that you're not dealing with a lot of contingencies. So there are a lot of factors to consider in pricing. But the most important thing you can do is be realistic and price to win.
From my perspective, the last house I sold previously, it was a very different scenario. We only ended up with one buyer, whereas this time we ended up with, I think we had 5 or so buyers. We had multiple interested parties and ended up with a number of contracts that were submitted as a result of the strategy that you employed. So the scenario we find ourselves in now is that, as a seller, it's much more comforting to know that, okay, if we fall out of bed with the buyers, then we can look to the next one. And it's a much better position to be in than I was in the previous situation, where this whole process dragged on for months because of all the conditions that were attached, and I had to meet those conditions, and it was very expensive. So I would say, in summary, I'm very pleased.